Have you ever felt stuck? Well, maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck and working hard to provide for your family. But somehow, that's just never quite enough. And that's frustrating, right? But here's the thing. You don't actually just have to settle for that. You don't have to stay in a job that feels like it's leading to nowhere land. And there is a way out. No, it doesn't require years of expensive schooling or a fancy degree. So trust me, I've been there too. And for the longest time, I thought that tech careers, especially high-paying ones like cybersecurity, were only for people with the right connections, lots of experience, or a really nice diploma to get them in the door. But that's just not the world that we live in anymore. You see, after spending years in the military teaching IT skills myself to the people who never thought they could do it, I saw the same thing over and over again. Regular people with no tech background learning the right skills and thriving. And that's when it hit me. You don't need to be a genius or spend years in school to break into tech. You just need to know the skills companies are really looking for. And here's why that really matters right now. Cyber attacks are happening every single day, and companies are scrambling to find people who can protect their data and networks. And they're not worried about whether you have a degree at all. What they really care about is if you can get the job done. And at Career Path Partners, we help people go from beginners to cybersecurity professionals in just months, not years. No expensive degrees and no fluff. Just the real hands-on skills and certification training that you need to get hired in one of the fastest growing industries out there. I know this might sound too good to be true, but let me tell you, it is not. It's happening every single day. And people are stepping into cybersecurity roles without spending years in school or going into massive debt. So, if you're feeling stuck and wondering if there's a better way to provide for your family, here's what you can do. Subscribe. And I'll keep sharing more tips, stories, and simple steps that you can take to make cybersecurity your next career. The world is changing fast, and cybersecurity is at the center of that. You have the chance to break out of the cycle and step into a field that's growing faster than any other. The only thing standing between you and that career is the decision to take the first step. Now let's talk about something that most people don't even realize exists, but is absolutely critical to keeping companies safe. And that is vulnerability management. It sounds kind of fancy, but I promise it's much more simple than it sounds. And it's one of the most crucial parts of the cybersecurity puzzle. So think about it. What's the easiest way to stop an attack? Well, it's not just about reacting after the damage is already done. Of course, there is that. But what we're talking about here is finding the weaknesses before anybody else does. Finding the vulnerabilities. And that's exactly what vulnerability management is all about. Finding those cracks in the system and patching them up before things go sideways. And here's the best part. There are several roles you can jump into within vulnerability management. I'm going to break down 3 of them right now for you. These jobs are in huge demand, and no, you do not need years of experience or a fancy degree for that. Sound interesting? Let's go. The first role, vulnerability analyst. Now, this job is all about hunting for weak spots. Imagine scanning through a company's systems like a detective, spotting the gaps that could lead to a breach. You're not just reacting to these attacks, you're preventing them. So if you like the idea of staying ahead of the curve, solving problems before they even happen, well, this could be just the thing for you. Now, the second one is where it gets a little bit more exciting. It's a penetration tester, what most people call an ethical hacker. And yeah, that's right. You get paid to think like a hacker. It's fun. Your job is to test how secure a company's defenses are by actually trying to break into them. Now think of it as playing offense for the good guys. It's one of the coolest roles out there. And if you like the thrill of outsmarting the bad guys, this could be your dream job. And finally, there's security consultant. This one's a bit different because you're not just solving the problem. You're advising companies on how to fix them. You get to work with vulnerability analysts and penetration testers, and you're the one laying out the plan to keep everything secure. And if you enjoy making big picture decisions and helping businesses protect themselves, well, then this role is going to be right up your alley. So listen. These jobs are in incredibly high demand right now. Companies everywhere are looking for people who can keep their data safe. And the best part? You don't need a degree or years of experience to get started. At Career Path Partners, we've helped people with 0 experience to land these types of roles. We take you from beginner to job ready in just a few months. So, if you want to know more about how to get into one of these roles or cybersecurity in general, then hit subscribe. I'll be sharing more insider tips, career paths, and strategies on how you can leverage this training to build a career that's not only high paying, but incredibly rewarding. And look, Cybersecurity is growing faster than ever, and the opportunities are out there. The only question is, are you ready to step in before the door closes? Now let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention in cybersecurity, and that's vulnerability management training. Now, a lot of people think that if you just pass a certification exam, that you're golden, and that does help. There's certain certifications that will help you get in the door and are required for certain things. But here's the truth. Certifications themselves are pointless if you don't actually know what the heck you're doing. If you don't have any skills to apply, then, well, what is it good for? What I mean is, you can take the training, complete it in whatever time you need or want to, but that's not what is going to actually land you the job. The important part isn't just flying through the material. It's about understanding it, really grasping how the skills fit into what the companies actually need. When you're going through any type of training, like vulnerability management training, it's essential to reflect on what you've done before and make those connections. Look for common patterns in what you're learning and relate those back to your experiences, whether that's in other jobs or projects you've worked on, or even real-world skills training, like we do at Career Path Partners. So this isn't just about checking a box and moving on. It's about learning how to talk about the skills confidently in an interview. And that will help you get the job. Because remember, companies aren't just hiring people to pass an exam. They're hiring people who can bring value to their organization right away. And the whole point of vulnerability management is about reducing the company's risk. And when you can show that you understand the real-world skills that are needed to solve problems that companies face, and that you have the skills to help them avoid those risks, that's when you become a valuable asset. And you're not going to get that from just breezing through training material. So when you're diving into this training, focus on more than just passing an exam and take it seriously. Learn the concepts and understand how to apply them to real-world situations. That's what companies are actually looking for. They want someone who can walk in, identify potential problems, and solve them before they become a full-blown issue. Now, at Career Path Partners, we don't just prepare you to pass exams. We make sure you actually understand the material so you can talk about it in your interviews. Show your value to employers, and ultimately, get hired. And if you want more tips on how to leverage cybersecurity training and land high-paying jobs, then hit subscribe. I'll be sharing more strategies to help you stand out and get ahead in this fast-growing field.